Are they going to play hardball, or are they going to allow for a soft exit, a soft scenario, or a hard scenario? They're not agreed on that. Italy is calling for a quick divorce.
So Jan, starting off, taking a look at emerging market commodities, is the worst over for them, and who can we expect to come out of this slump, shall we say, quicker than others?
Well, it's true they've been through a very rough period, the oil producers, but also the non-oil producers like Brazil, very rough. Behind that, of course, slowdown in China, taking the wind out of commodity prices, including energy. I think if you look at the energy, the cause behind this slowdown in China, that's still there, but also commodity prices, they have fallen a long way, more than half in many cases. They have reached bottom, I think, and they're crawling up back very slowly. So there's a tiny bit of relief in the pipeline from there. But otherwise, those who come out sooner rather than later really is all about this policy adjustment, allowing the exchange rate to go, raising interest rates, cool demand, don't allow their external imbalances to get too big, protect their foreign exchange reserves, all very painful measures to cool the economy, to make sure things don't get worse, what the IMF calls external adjustment and remedial policy measures. And some are better at doing it than others. Russia's much better at it. It's probably going to return to growth next year. Others are much at the beginning stages of this adjustment, like Nigeria, where they're still discussing what to do with the exchange rate. So it varies. I think there are other ones who have managed to sail through quite well, like Malaysia and Indonesia and Chile, but they're not pure commodity producers anymore. They have industries and services and are overall better managed.
And now let's bring it a little bit closer to home and take a look at the Brexit aftermath. So can you talk us through some of the implications for both the UK markets and for European markets following the Brexit vote?
Well, it was a shock. Something we really didn't forecast. It was going to be close, but everyone thought it wouldn't happen, but it did. And it wrong-footed everyone. I think investment had dried up already 2 quarters leading up to it because the investors simply didn't know what the result was going to be. It's to be too close to call. That proved to be the case. But investment's still going to be on the table and not actually there because there's huge policy uncertainty. We are gripped by policy uncertainty and also instability, government instability, opposition, and also within the current government. So big issues haven't been resolved. Brexit hasn't resolved anything. It's thrown us into the dark without a plan. And all the negotiations are still going to have to take place over a 2-year period. And we really don't know what those negotiations are going to be like. So meantime, the economy is in slowdown. The question is how quickly it's slowing. We're not forecasting much growth next year, if at all. Unemployment's still quite low, but that's a lagging indicator. I think the big telltale sign was the PMIs, Purchasing Manager Indices. They went sharply negative after the EU, and that doesn't augur very well for the future.
So you've mentioned the market uncertainty there and the lagging growth that you're predicting for next year, but are we also faced with a geopolitical crisis in the United Kingdom at present?
Yeah, I think it was rightly described as a geopolitical risk, and there are 2 key political ramifications. One for Westminster, the government, and the opposition, because both are divided really over this question of Brexit, and also with the regions. Scotland clearly voted to remain in and doesn't want to join a Brexit at all. So it's reopened the UK constitutional crisis. How that's going to be resolved. So yeah, 2 clear political ramifications, but there's probably a third one going back into Europe. How is the EU, how is Berlin and Paris going to manage the situation? Are they going to play hardball, or are they going to allow for a soft exit, a soft scenario, or a hard scenario? They're not agreed on that. Italy is calling for a quick divorce. Germany seems to be wanting to play a longer game to keep the situation calmer and more manageable. So yeah, lots and lots of political questions, mainly for Westminster, but also for Scotland, but also for Brussels.
Well, Jan, thank you so much for joining me on the line to provide your insights today.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's all from us here in the Geneva studios, but if you did like this interview, then please do like and comment on dukascopy.tv.